Okay, guys, welcome back to the YouTube channel. Today I'm joined with another client for another success story with Oliver today. And Oliver hasn't been part of the program long at all, but in such a short period of time, his results have already been absolutely incredible. So, Oliver, how are you, mate?
I'm good. Yeah, good. Thank you.
Good, glad to hear it. So, Oliver, for obviously the people watching aren't going to know who you are. So, introduce yourself, let the people know watching who you are, mate.
Okay. Well, I'm Oliver. I'm 44 years young. I hate that term, but yeah, I've come from a background where I used to be very active. I used to be in engineering, and then I took a step back to care for my grandma, and then since then I've had a few health issues. A couple of bouts of cancer, and then I got an autoimmune issue. So I've spent a lot of it moping around, and some days my energy was terrible. So it's just a case of binge snack and everything. And yeah, it was a bit of a boring lifestyle, really. Not very active and not very healthy. So hence why I reached out to you.
Definitely, mate. And like being someone who was active then having like the health complications, obviously that would have been super tough for you.
Mm.
Um, but going through all of that, mate, like how did that then impact you when the energy levels were going lower and you were starting to feel like obviously you were gonna starting to look different, your physique looks different,
Yeah.
gain weight. Like what happens to the quality of your life during that? Like how does it affect you? How did it affect you?
Oh, it impacted me quite a lot because I wasn't going out because I didn't have the energy to, or
Mm,
if I had a bit of energy, I thought, well, I don't go out too far because if I did go out and I'd having a crash, I'd be stuck out in the middle of wherever.
mm,
So yeah, and then I stopped socializing. I didn't really talk. It was just a lot of effort.
mm,
I suppose that a few people watching will understand that when you've not got a lot of energy, to then even just talking to people takes a lot more energy, and you're like, oh,
mm.
just can't be bothered. So yeah, I ended up isolating, and then so the only people I'd speak to would be my grandma when she was alive, living with us, and my partner. That would be it. So
Right.
it wasn't much of quality at all.
Quite it seems like quite lonely and yeah,
Yeah, it was.
got
Yeah,
it.
and that's why
Yeah.
when grandma passed, I thought, you know what, she'd look and think, what are you doing? You need to
Mm.
make a change. And that's when I reached out to you. Thought, well,
Yeah.
who better to reach out to than a PT who's going to tell me where I'm going wrong or guide me.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, exactly. And during that period, mate, of like spending a lot of time at home and your health's getting worse and you've gained weight, like for say for example for me, I know how that impacted me when I gained weight. Like not even just physically, you look different, your energy levels are lower. But did this affect you in any sort of mental way at all? Did you feel like obviously if you're
oh,
spending a lot of time alone, talk to me, did that impact you at all?
yeah, I ended up going on antidepressants
Wow.
because the I just started getting really moody because obviously I wasn't happy with myself. I wasn't happy with the way my life was progressing and being isolated. Little things would like I go off the handle with it all, and my emotions were up and down and all over the place. So, my family was like, "You need to get help." So, I
Mm.
went on to antidepressants for, and they kept increasing the dose, and then it sort of got me to a balance where I just like I'd calm down a little bit, but I was just it didn't make me happy, and I don't think antidepressants sort of make you happy, but
Right.
I think it gave me the stability I needed to say, right, well, I need to make a change,
Mm.
and that really was sort of like from an emotional point of view, a catalyst to think I need to put some effort in here. I can't
Mm.
just make an excuse and think, oh, I'm sat here because I'm depressed or I'm sat here because of this. It's like I have to do something.
Yeah. Okay.
And I used to fight against it because my doctor used to say all the time, you need to go out, you need to get out,
Mm.
walk around, get moving, be more active. And I used to all that's it. How is that even going to be possible when I have no energy whatsoever? And they were like, trust us.
Mm.
If you go out and you start moving, you'll find it will get better.
Feel better. Yeah.
Yeah, and that's what I'm finding. You'll be my steps
Mm.
that you've put in for me every day, and
Yeah.
just getting out. It is dramatically
Yeah.
changing everything.
Yeah. Got it. And how long were you in that position for? Like, how long were you really suffering physically and almost mentally for?
Just around 2 years.
Got it.
About 2 years.
And
Yeah.
like 2 years is a long time, mate. Like,
It
it's a
is.
long
I
period to
went from a
be about.
28-inch waist to like a 48-inch waist. It was a massive difference.
Wow. How
Yeah,
much weight
massive
was that
difference.
in terms of an increase?
Well, I was 75 when I was that. So, and I started this program when I was 107.9, I was 108. So that's about 28, 48. That's almost £50, 50 kilograms. A lot. Yeah, that's
A lot
that's
of weight, mate.
huge. That's a
Yeah.
huge difference.
Yeah, so you gained a lot of weight and like you said,
Mm.
impacting you physically and mentally. But why did it take you so long to like want to take action and get help? And the reason I asked this, Oliver, is because I speak to a lot of people that have been suffering for months, years, maybe even decades, and they know they
Mm.
need to change. Like so many of us know what there's different aspects of our life. We know what needs to change, but for whatever reason, we don't do it. What was your reason for finally deciding to get help and move the needle with this journey?
Well, my struggle was mindset, which is what I kept thinking. I'll start it tomorrow. I'll start it tomorrow. Or I'll look at it next week. Or
Yeah.
Monday's a good day to start. It's a fresh week. All these kinds of excuses. And then, as I mentioned before, my grandma died. It was just like a wake up call of what am I doing? I'm just sat around doing nothing.
Mm,
Why make excuses? Why put off now? But I could have been doing this 2 years ago.
mm,
And I think what it was is seeing my grandma who stopped moving around because she was frightened of falling when she was getting older. She ended up because she wasn't moving around, she ended up bedbound and she couldn't really use her legs and she couldn't use her arms. And I
mm,
thought, I don't want that being me.
no.
Because I'm not doing anything, I don't want to be the stage where my partner's having to help me get out of bed. And so I thought, and that was like a wake up shake. I
Mm,
just wish it didn't take that for me to have done it. I wish I'd have started it, like I say,
mm.
2 years ago and not got to the position I was in.
Yeah, no, definitely, mate. I was gonna say because a lot of people I speak to, mate, are always in situations where they want to do it, but they're thinking maybe I'll do it next week or next month. And I
Mm.
think that when you take action, typically that's the response I get from clients is I should have done this sooner, like a little bit of regret.
Yeah.
Okay, now tell the viewers how long you've been part of the program and the results and the success you've had. So yeah, so early on.
I think this is my fifth week now, aren't I? I'm in my fifth week,
Yeah,
and the progression has been huge because I know I've gone down to 103 now, so that's about 4 and a bit kilograms
yeah,
of weight loss. And it doesn't. I know it doesn't sound like a lot, but as you know by my pictures,
yeah, yeah,
it's made a difference. I've gone from like hanging over my waistline to now just being above it. You know what I mean? It's not
yeah,
like
yeah,
hanging over anymore.
yeah,
And I'm starting to thin in a little bit, and as you can tell, my shirts are a bit baggy now, but I'm resisting buying anything. So I thought, at the journey that I'm going, I don't want to spend a fortune buying new clothes now when in a couple of weeks I'm going to need to do it
yeah. No
again.
worries.
So
Yeah.
I'm at a stage now where I'm looking a bit like I'm wearing me dad's clothes when I was a
Yeah,
kid.
yeah, yeah. No, good
So
problem to have though, mate. Definitely, and
it is a good problem to have.
I think
The good
that
thing is I
yeah.
did pack old clothes up in the loft and they got a bit too tight, so I could start getting some out,
There you go. There you go,
Yeah.
mate. Yeah, I think that like yeah, for five, not even five. This being your fifth week, mate. Like
Yeah.
4.5 kilo down in such a short period of time. It's a brilliant rate of weight loss. Super healthy, like
Mm.
sustainable. And yeah, like you say, mate. Like weight isn't the only area to assess for progression, and the fact your energy levels are up, which we'll touch on
Yeah.
in a second. The fact that your performance is better. The fact that you look
Yeah.
different and you look leaner, and it's definitely came off around the midsection, which I think obviously where you carry it, but where it's also came off
Yeah.
quick,
Yeah.
which is amazing. But let's touch up on the sort of quality of your life since basically starting this journey, mate. How's everything been? Because we had that conversation before the podcast
Yeah.
around your energy and how every day used to be in comparison to now. Talk to the viewers about what your days were looking like we mentioned before this call, and how the improvements have been since deciding to take action on this journey.
Okay. Well, me days looked pretty grim initially because I just get up, I'd be like, no energy. I think I can't even be bothered to like make anything decent. So it'd be like chucking in like processed food into a microwave
Mm,
or getting a takeaway at night because I couldn't be bothered cooking. And some days I didn't. Some days I didn't eat much at all.
mm,
And that was my biggest challenge when I first joined up. So like, how can I possibly eat more yet lose weight? And I couldn't get it around my head.
mm.
But now I'm eating fresh food. I'm eating a lot more than I used to. But because it's not processed, it's made a big difference. I've got energy again. Yeah, I've had a couple of about 2 days where my energy's been terrible. But
Mm,
when we look back, I was having 7 days of terrible. And
yeah,
now, on average, it's probably like one, sometimes two a week. So it's
mm,
a vast difference by just changing my diet
yeah,
and doing a bit of moderate exercise because I haven't gone overboard yet with the exercise. It's more been my steps, cardio, and then me weight session, which
exactly.
has been a brilliant way of getting me back into the habit of going and committing to days. And
Mm,
so it has made a difference. I'm out now. I'm at the gym. I'm talking to people while I'm there.
mm.
I've even started talking to a few friends again who are like, "Well, where have you been?"
Yeah, yeah,
Because I've got the energy to do it. The
yeah,
motivation to do it. So it
brilliant.
has made a significant. And I'm not just saying this to blow steam up here. It has
Yeah,
made a significant difference to my life because I'm up, the dogs are loving it because I'm taking them for walks again.
Yeah.
It's just been dramatic. It really has been amazing.
Good. Yeah, and like we said, mate, it's not about being perfect in on your fifth week, but just making them improvements to going, well, seven, like I used to have 7 days that were all low energy and you feel
Mm.
crap in yourself, and now it's 1 or 2 a week. Like it's gonna keep improving and keep going in that
Yeah,
direction, which is great. So performance has improved, and like you say, we've focused a lot on nutrition and movement, and we've got the
yeah.
gym session in place. What was your experience like prior to the program around exercise? Like, were you someone who enjoyed exercise? Did you shy away from it? Did you have a bad relationship with the gym? Have you been before? Talk to us about
Before my battle with my mental health and my mindset and physical health, I used to, being an engineer, I used to fold a lot of metal parts, and you'd be picking up steel that was like the size of a dining table. It was
that.
heavy work. So I never shied away from the work, and I used to do the gym, but not structured. Just go out and
Yeah, no.
just hit whatever I thought was the right thing to do at
Yeah,
the time.
yeah,
And I used to love it. I used to love running. That was my big thing. If I was stressed out,
go
just
for
either
it.
go and running in the street or get on a treadmill and that would just clear my head. It's
Mm,
like a big thing for me. So I want to be able to get running again. And then obviously my health kicked in, and it just took everything. Just took a dive
mm,
from mental, physical, emotional, and I just got myself in a rut. And the thought of getting out of it seemed impossible.
right.
Whereas now, I'm thanks to your help with learning new behaviours, because
Mm,
breaking some of my behaviours was a bit difficult at
yeah,
first, like
yeah.
snacking on junk food and sweets and stuff.
Mm,
Whereas now I don't really touch chocolate or dessert, so I might have the odd one. I think I had like a jam scone thing yesterday as a treat for the week, but
mm,
I've learnt these new ways of living again. Healthy eating, healthy
yeah.
habits, and I think for me that was the big change when it
Mm,
came to into your program, because learning the new habits and behaviors is difficult for anybody.
yeah,
But it's starting to form now. I'm starting to think about what I'm eating ahead of time and planning it in rather than just
yeah.
last minute. Oh, what can I cook today? So
Mm.
it's good.
Yeah, and I love that, mate. I love you're seeing all these improvements in it such a short period of time, and it's not just
Mm.
impacting, not just getting you a bit fitter or losing a bit of weight. It's like impacting the quality of your life and improving
Oh
your
yeah,
health on a
yeah.
day-to-day basis. Question to you would be, how have you found like the actual structure of the online program? Because what people struggle with is like, how am I gonna know if I'm doing it right? Like, how am I gonna know exactly what to be doing like in the gym? How do you track that? Like for you, a lot of people then obviously tell me that's why they'd work with a PT. Like, how have you found that approach of seeing how the online service runs, and how have you found that?
I think it's been great. I mean, coming from an engineering background, technology has always been a thing that I've loved anyway.
Yeah,
But I think having something on screen that I can log everything in, I can track what weights I'm doing, what reps I'm doing. And when we discussed over the course of the last few weeks about progressive overloads and stuff like
yeah,
that, I can go back my last session and go, well, actually, first week I did, like, say, a 10 kilogram weight, but I only managed 8 reps. And now I'm doing the full 10. I think it's time to increase the weight again.
yeah,
And I can do that now. Whereas just going and hitting a session and then you look back and think, oh God, what did I do last week?
mm,
So logging it all and logging my calories has been great, because now we had this discussion, it was just over a week ago, about we're not getting enough protein. So every
yeah,
morning now, through the My Fitness app, I log on and think, right, what do I fancy eating today? And I plan it in and go, not enough protein there actually. So if I swap out the mince and put in some fish, and then it changes, and then
yeah,
I can
yeah,
plan my day out and think, right, that's what I'm going to eat for the day.
yeah,
And I plan to. I know it sounds daft, but I also plan to have snacks in,
yeah.
like
That's good.
Muller yogurt or something.
Yeah,
And
yeah,
it really does enable me to think, right, I'm not going to eat enough here based on that, so I need to add something, or I'm not
yeah.
eating the right amount. So
Mm,
logging it online and the experience and tracking it has been brilliant. And that
good.
Everfit app, I think, is amazing because it pulls everything in. It pulls your steps in,
Yeah,
it
beautiful.
pulls your calories in. You can upload pictures of food, so you can be checking
Yeah,
portion size.
yeah,
I don't know how people do it without technology now, to be honest. But back
yeah.
in 1980s, when you used to go and see somebody, they didn't have all of this tools
No.
to it.
It's
So
yeah, it's definitely helpful. I think a lot of people say the same, mate. Like, and people wouldn't expect it to be that valuable, but I think it's super important. Like the programming side, the food, the training. It's. I always say to people on the phone, like it is easy to follow. It's quite hard to get wrong. Maybe the first few weeks you're just sort of getting used to things, but it is nice and easy to follow, which is it's always helpful, mate.
Yeah.
How? Yeah, in terms of the program, then, and like we've obviously touched on the success you've already had. What do you think? Like, what specific aspects of the program do you feel have helped you most in your success so far?
I think the groups you've got has
Okay.
been a big help for me because it helps you become accountable for what you're doing.
Mm.
And I think if you're held accountable to what you're doing, then you can't really blame yourself if it doesn't go right. Because if you don't,
Yeah.
if you hold yourself accountable, you think, "Oh, actually, I need to do a bit better on that today." And
Yeah.
the group that we've got is just so great at supporting each other.
Yeah.
We'll go, "How about we'll do it tomorrow." You will catch up tomorrow, or we all have bad days, and you get that support. And I
Yeah.
think with the group, whether it's online or in person, or because obviously we don't live in the same town,
Yeah.
but because we've got that connection through the groups, we all support each other, and I just think
Exactly.
that's been my big champion for me
Yeah.
because I've been able to talk to them and think, oh, I'm not alone actually, because they've been struggling when they started,
Yeah.
and they can give me
Exactly.
hints and tips that they've
Yeah.
discovered, and it's great. You people to share recipes and food ideas, and I just think
Yeah.
it's the big benefit of something like this because you
Mm.
get the same people in the same boat, all going through the same things, all supporting each other, and you couldn't ask for anything better.
Mm. Brilliant, mate. And for people that aren't familiar, that haven't been inside the program before, like when you say groups, what are you specifically referring to?
So we have your WhatsApp group that you have on there. You've got like you do your hikes and things where you all get together.
Yeah.
We've got like you calls that we do. You do question and answer calls and things like that, like this, where people can log in and all get your opinion on options as well.
Yeah.
It's all different routes to gain information and support.
Yeah.
You do your video check-ins that you've got where
Yeah.
you can go through the week and say, oh, this is working well, maybe change this.
Mm.
Overall, we'll need to do that. And it just helps giving you a structure with positive feedback. And there's nothing negative about it. You don't put us down for it.
Mm.
You say, okay, that worked well. Let's change this. Let's tweak that. And it's very motivating to have that because like my mum when I first started, she went, "Oh, you go into the gym too much." This is when I was first doing it, and she'd make you feel bad about it, and you
Right.
think,
Yeah.
and you get a bit of like a, and so you want to talk about. It. Whereas for this group and yourself with feedback, you feel
Mm.
good about it because you get energized.
Yeah.
As
Yeah.
you can tell, I get energized talking about it.
Yeah, it's like a positive reinforcement loop.
It
Like you go to
is,
the gym, you're having that positive reinforcement from me and other clients in the group chats. Yeah, I think the group chats help a lot. Having like-minded people, you've all been in similar situations.
yeah,
Like that's why I sort of talk to the same person, quote unquote, in my content and my videos because that's the type of person I want to work with. And guess what? Them type of people feel attracted to wanting to work with me based on that. It feels like I'm talking to them almost. And when you
yeah.
bring, I think we've got like 40 odd in the group it's great. Yeah, like-minded people, support a community, and I think it goes a long way. And you'd be surprised, mate. A lot of people do tell me that as their biggest part of the program that they feel gives the most value, but they probably wouldn't have said that prior to joining. No,
Yeah, the
incredible.
problem feel about because at first I was overwhelmed. I thought, oh, when I joined in, I thought, should I say hello? Shouldn't I say hello?
Yeah,
What's
yeah,
it
yeah,
going to be like? And it's like being at school for the first
yeah.
day, and
Introduce
then you
yourself.
say hello, and everybody's just so lovely, and you think, why didn't I not just do this before?
Yeah, exactly, mate. 100%. It does really, really help.
Mm.
What would you say your other what other part of the program do you feel gave you a lot of value and helped you with the success so far?
For me, it's the structure.
Okay.
That's so. I know we spoke about the support. That is a big help, but I think the structure of knowing what exercises I'm doing, what calories I should be eating, what that breakdown looks like between my macros.
Yeah.
And for those who don't know what the macros, I'm sure you've got videos on it. It's just a
Yeah.
split between protein, fats, and carbohydrates.
Yeah.
Um, and it's that sort of guidance that's really helped me go forward. Because at first I thought I was a bit overwhelmed, thinking, well, where do I even start?
Mm.
Do I start on food and then work up to exercise? Do I do this exercise first and then work? And I just didn't know, because not being just normally be able to have done it. So yeah, the structure has been great because I know what I need to do every day. I know what I need to achieve for the week, and having that plan
Mm.
I'm always a plan man. I have spreadsheets for everything, like bills and all sorts. So having a plan for me has been
Mm.
a big thing. So I know, like we've talked about going to the next phase, what that's sort of going to start looking like, and I know
Yeah.
what that I've got another plan coming. So
Yeah.
it
Keep it
really,
up.
it really motivates me because
Yeah.
I can look back and think, well, I've achieved that one, and I've achieved this one. I'm working to that one,
Yeah.
and it just gives you a bit of drive,
Yeah.
to
That's what it's
get it
about.
done.
That's what it's about, mate, and enjoying the process. I think that's so important. Like people, I think what a lot of people do when they go and do this by themselves is they go into the gym, they sort of feel good for doing it, but they're not really sure what they're doing in there. And like they come out and they go, right, I've been to the gym, but they don't really have clarity that they're doing the right things. And
Yeah.
it's been a month and they're not seeing too much progress and they're second guessing if this is working, is it worth doing? Are they doing something wrong? And like in reality, like forget about all that stress. If you just go with someone that you're like, right, I trust them. I like the look of what they do, the type of people they help, and you have the belief in them and sort of how they
Mm.
work. Then you just follow the process. You have trust in them, and you just trust your own process. And I think that's what you're doing here, mate. And that's
Yeah.
why you're doing so well. You're making great progress. You're already excited for the next phase. It's great to see, mate. I think Oliver, I say quite a lot of people, not as many anymore, but I speak to a lot of people in the week who talk to me about their own goals and they are thinking about maybe going ahead with this, but whether it's finances, whether it's like they think maybe now's not the right time, whatever. Like there's always a reason why people don't want to do it. But what would you say to someone that's like what knows they need to take action, they do want help, but they're on the fence, they don't know whether to just go, you know what, I'm gonna sign up and do it. They keep sort of hesitating. What would you say to that person?
I say don't hesitate because nothing will change. If
Exactly.
you procrastinate and think, oh, I'll start it next week, because I was in that trap. I'll start next
Mm.
week, or how much is it going to be, and or and you make excuses.
Mm.
Nothing will ever change.
Yeah.
You got to take action, and to do that, you got to put your trust in someone, and who better than somebody who knows what they're doing.
There
So
you go.
I'd say do it because you won't regret it.
Brilliant. No, I love that, mate. Class. Yeah, because there's always that cost of inaction as well. Like if you don't take action and you're in the same place 6 months from now, like how does that impact you? Because like for me, I don't know whether it's just because I don't know what it is, but like for me, I'm all about like you've probably seen like self-development and basically fulfilling my own true potential.
Yeah.
And that scares me, like not getting to that level that I want to get to, and I want to really see what I'm capable of doing. And I know a lot of people I speak to in a similar boat, like they're focused on their own development and they've done well with like
Mhm.
career, etc. But when it comes to taking action with something like this, they hesitate and then in 6 months' time nothing's changed. So I think it's like that, like almost fear of being stuck in the future is something that people need to spend more time thinking about and just go, you
Yeah.
know what, if there's when's best and when's better than
Yeah.
the present, right?
Right, it's the
Uh,
fear of failure that stops people. I think
mm,
the what ifs. What if I do it and nothing changes, or what if I do it and it's been a waste? And I
mm,
would always say to people, the true definition of insanity is to do the same and expect a different result.
yeah,
You won't change or get a different result if you continue to do the same things day in day out. You've got
yeah,
to make a change. And okay, one thing might not work, but one thing might work. But you
yeah.
don't know unless you try it.
Exactly. And it's like committing to the
No.
process of that change and going, right, I'm going to make sure I get in shape. I'm committing to that identity shift of being someone who wants to get in shape. I'm going to live that
Yeah.
lifestyle now. And if something happens where I don't lose weight that week or hit a plateau, like it's not going to be, it's a non-negotiable that you're going to learn how to adapt and move through it. It's not like, oh, well, I don't know what to do now. It's like we're going to work through it together and make sure we get the result. That's like a non-negotiable. No, that's great, mate. And I think that ultimately, mate, it's always going to be a case of you're just going to keep working, keep progressing. And yeah, I guess there is no sort of end product. You'll just continue to make development in all
It's a
areas.
journey.
Yeah,
Yeah, it's a
exactly.
journey for me.
You got to enjoy
I
it.
mean, my main focus is to be healthy myself again, as I can be with me autoimmune issues and stuff like that.
Mm.
Yes, the weight loss is nice. It's great. Don't get me wrong. I mean, I do want to lose weight. Who doesn't?
Mm.
But at the same token, once that weight's off, I want to keep it off. I want to keep
Yeah,
myself healthy. I want to push my body to be as healthy as I can get it, so it's in a better position to maintain my body.
yeah,
So it's like it's just a journey. It's not a destination. It's not an end goal. It's just a continual lifestyle.
yeah.
So
You got to enjoy it, mate. Definitely.
yeah.
No, amazing. And what's next in store for Oliver? What does the future look like for you?
Health wise
Yeah,
or
like
fitness wise, you
training,
mean?
fitness.
But I would like that. I don't want to go too like pinch or anything. I don't think that's a me thing. But I just want to be, trimmed down, athletic, healthy, right level of sort of food intake.
Mm,
And I think suppose from based on all that you could say it's just having the new habits ingrained in me.
mm,
Healthy eating, maybe a treat day every now and then, and just keep working. I mean, I suppose if I had a goal, it'd be to be running again.
Brilliant. Well,
Yeah, I
that's
want to be running again because I used to be able to do like 5 kilometers in like 23 minutes. I don't know if that's a great time or not, but I think that for me it was pretty good.
yeah.
So if I could get to that sort of level again,
Mm,
I'd be very happy
brilliant, mate.
with my progress. So yeah,
There we go. We'll have to work towards that then. Definitely.
yeah, be running
Brilliant.
next.
Top man. All right, Oliver. Well, I appreciate your time, mate. Thank you for jumping
Thanks,
on.
Jacob.
And
Yeah,
such a short period of time, mate. Honestly, massive congratulations on the success so far. And yeah, mate, let's continue to work, continue to build, and maybe we'll do another one in 12 weeks' time and see where you're at.
yeah. Look forward to it.
Top man. All right.